Welcome to Magic Bringers Rising this week, and we are at the episode for July 10th through the 16th. Now, find out what the huge, intense energies of this week have in store for us and the soul medicine we can use and the practices we can use to really leverage that without overstressing us, without uh, really letting our anxiety take us for a loop. So stay tuned. Welcome to Magic Bringers Rising Chats show. Series of Powers. I'm the host, Lindsay Baltasano. Let's get ready for a dose of energy, channel guidance, your intuitive flow, roots grounded, so you can leave the life of healing, spiritual purpose, and magic that you want. So, welcome back to Magic Bringers Rising this week. And I have to say, man, it has been intense. Not intense like necessarily last weekend where we had the breakout of the chaos, but it is just an intense week. I mean, the Schumann resonance, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this because I don't know. Um, the Tomsk graph, where most of us are looking at when we look at the Schumann resonance, it only displays like 72 hours worth of data, something like that, or maybe a day and a half. I don't remember now. But for the last 48 hours, it has had these massive spikes from like today into yesterday. And when I looked at it a little earlier before preparing for this, it was already gearing up for another spike. You can see them coming through. And believe me, I feel it. So if you feel it this week, I got some good tips here. So just stay tuned, listen in, take a deep breath. Use this as a safe space where you can just kind of unfold a little bit. And yeah, we got some good light language coming at the end of this. So, all right. So we're starting the week off with Mercury opposite Pluto. It's pretty, that's pretty good energy. Like, I feel like that can really set up this week. And we don't have huge influences this week. We have like some minor stuff, oppositions and sextiles, and like those aren't big things. Those are little things. But next week is going to be a big week. So that's why I feel like this week isn't about this week. This week is about next week. Getting us ready for next week, where we have Venus going retro in Leo, we have Chiron going retrograde, and we have the new moon in Cancer, I think it was. So there's a lot of energy, and there's going to be a lot of clarity coming through in a different way. Because now we're all into these Venus energies, and we haven't been. Like, this is the first time this year that we're really kind of delving into that stuff. And we have all the Neptune stuff along with it. Neptune in retrograde. So this is going to be emotional. It's going to be, let's hope it's going to be deeper. Because if it doesn't get deeper, then I think we're setting ourselves up for some problems down the line. But I'm not necessarily going to be like, oh my God, you're horrible. You're going to die. It's not like that. Not like that at all. We have, a little bit of Mars action as we get toward the weekend, though. This week, we really start bringing in a lot of those kind of visionary qualities, uh, spiritual qualities, because we have Sun sextile Uranus. I just hope. I mean, what I read so far, it kind of says like this isn't like the big surprises like we were getting last week when Uranus did some stuff. It's supposed to be a little softer, maybe a little more focused, so we don't have to experience the chaos. I'm just kind of crossing my fingers because after these last 2 days, I'm like, I need like a week of massage and sauna and whatnot to just get me out of the body gunk that I'm currently in. Um, and then Saturday we have Venus and Neptune doing a thing, so that's just it's more vision work. Um, what I do feel like is going to help us kind of counter some of this or leverage some of this a little bit better is as we're doing that vision work and we're doing all this head, third eye, it's all up in here, kind of templating stuff, archetypal stuff that might be going on this week. We also start calling in the boundaries we need to keep all that stuff and to manage that stuff well for us and to put us back in our own sense of security, that when it comes and as it begins to grow, that we can indeed take care of it. We can indeed keep it and distribute it and redistribute it and prioritize as we need to, because I think a lot of us still get tripped up when we're trying to manifest stuff and when we're trying to call stuff in, not like boundaries, but like call physical stuff in, health, wealth, support, that kind of stuff, the right house. Um, we don't know how we're going to be able to expand. And so that unknown kind of puts us in like a counterintuitive state or cross purpose state. There you go, with what we're trying to manifest. So part of this work is coming back into the security that you can do these things. And as Venus goes into Leo, my question is how much of that is bravado? how much is how much of that is just coming from pride of saying, well, I'm not going to admit I feel insecure. I'm just going to go ahead and do it without them listening to the deeper intuitive messages of where you're getting some security guidance from inner insecurity and security guidance is where you, because I mean those are intuitive messages too, and they tell us where we might need to beef up on our plan, beef up on the way we think about things for adding extra support into our lives. I mean, it's not just like, oh, holy crap, I'm afraid. It's, it kind of wants you to recheck where you think your foundations are. Because, that whole Bible parable about building your house upon the sand, well, it's very true. If you're stretching your budget to say buy the bigger house, that can bring up a lot of security issues because there is that uncertainty, because money stuff can change at any time. You can get laid off, especially in this kind of climate at any point in time. I mean, we're still seeing big chain stores close. We're still seeing a lot of just economic instability all over the place in many sectors. I mean, some sectors are taking off, but it with the growth phase that we're in, 23 years into this new millennium, and 3 years 4 years after the reset, not just because of COVID but because of Jupiter and Taurus, where it was when we kind of entered the last depression. um, we're still recovering and we're still rebuilding. And that's what 24, 25, and 26 are really going to be about, the actual rebuilding of a foundation, putting some more rock beneath the foundation of our country, culture, global economy, that kind of stuff. um, this is just a prep year. This is just the preparation year for all of that, so that we all kind of get into a better place with, how are we ourselves going to move forward and what we're actually going to try and create for ourselves when we enter those energies in 24, 25, and 26 that are really going to lend themselves to bringing this foundation back under our feet. Hmm. Long story. But I mean, this week is about the visioning. It's about that long term vision. It's about seeing ourselves in 2 to 3 years in a different place. And where can that be? And, aim big, maybe not $1 million home big if that is so far out of your budget it gives you anxiety, like true anxiety, not just like, hmm. I have my rent taken care of. Not my rent, but I have my mortgage taken care of. I just have to figure out how to eat now. you know, be in alignment somewhat. Because why push? Especially in this kind of economy, why push? In this kind of world climate, so to speak, why push? We can grow softly and easily into these things. And we don't have to kill ourselves or our energy or our relationships, because when we're all effed up about reaching our goals, our relationships are going to feel it. The way we show up online, like if you're in business, is going to feel it. So take care of yourself and set goals and set manifestations that you feel like you can have a long, steady burn on without flaming out. But yeah, lots of clearing this week to kind of get there. Lots of clearing, body clearing. Oh my God, do I hurt today? Everything from like here down is sore. It's just so sore. My tummy, my back, my shoulders, like everything. And I know I did some major templating clearing, let's say, yesterday. I asked for it. I agreed to it, but wow. Wow. Boy, I wish my hot tub was working right now. And there were no huge storms. Um, yeah, so there you go. So take care of your body, of course. Drink lots of water, of course. Maybe balance it with some lemon just to make sure that, we're keeping things in balance. Water and lemon, I mean. But with all the Venus energy coming through, I do kind of feel like this week is the week we need to kind of like just start scaling back in our smaller moments. So maybe not necessarily our big work blocks. I mean, yes, make that comfortable. Certainly put some very strict boundaries around on and off times for work, and even break times when you need to get up, when you need to just focus in and maybe put on some music or something just to keep you focused. Um, we need all those kind of boundaries this week, because I think we're going to be a bit all over the place. The sores and the and a lot of the detox stuff. Um, and other people will be going through that too, so we might find ourselves kind of split in our time of taking care of other people who are not as good about taking care of themselves yet. Fingers crossed, because we always have hope that they'll get there, right? But this is like the week where we want to, make that time for ourselves to, sit out in the summer storm. Make yourself that extra special cup of tea. You know, Wrap yourself up in the blanket and, have a cozy night in. Or, put in the extra walk at sunset just because you want to see the sunset. Not eat, but the body, moving the body feels good too. But the simple pleasures, Let this week and like maybe even the next 2 weeks be about those simple pleasures of being able to be here now, because we're going to be so caught up in our heads, I think, with all of the visioning work that is coming through. We want to make sure that we're also taking care of the body and we're not just like stuck in our heads because, we got a crick in our neck because we went to sleep stressed and like we're going to be like this for 3 days. So the only thing you can do is think. So let's balance out some of that thinking and find a channel for it, find a simple pleasure to kind of soothe it, and just learn to be well with ourselves while we're experiencing what the next 2 to 3 years could be like under different circumstances and different choices and different goals. All right, so on to light language. All right, so welcome back to light language time. And today it's going to be about trusting the simple pleasures. And of course, there's a deeper meaning behind it, but just kind of like the phrase I want you to stick in your head, or the energy I want to help blossom is coming from that place where even the simple pleasures are more than enough and we feel secure enough in ourselves to just partake in those simple pleasures while we're considering the future, while we're enjoying like the openness of perhaps relationships. You don't have to do this alone. Maybe you shouldn't. Anyway, I have a new baby. This is 63 hertz. I'm sorry, 68 hertz. It is an ohm frequency. I don't know how it's going to sound on the microphone yet. So if it's really low or if it's hard to hear, I'm sorry, but I am experimenting. I'm always playing with how to produce different experiences for people. And so I certainly got this one for more in body work, or in person work, I should say, with my husband who's going through his own healing journey. And let me tell you, this has been beautiful for breaking up a lot of the ouchies that I've had today in my own body, the inflammation. This low frequency has been very nice for that. So I hope it kind of transmits and it also helps break up some of that in you too. And I finally got my hockey puck. And this might be more of a talking kind of thing. I don't know yet. We'll see where this goes. Let's just take a few deep breaths with me. There's a reminder and a message here that you don't need to hold on to that physical experience. You don't need to hold on to the feelings of pain or stiffness or feeling clogged up. You can release them. Even if you have to find a healer or a Reiki practitioner or someone of the like to help you move that energy. It does not have to remain stuck in your system once it has been dislodged from the pattern that it came from. We're going to move up in frequency here. Part of the healing and the intent offered here is simply to make your body a safe space, again, so that you feel like you can enjoy being in your body, that you like being in your body. Move up again in frequency to 174. Which also aids removal. again into the 400s. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's been raining. Nice, beautiful rain today. I've been bringing that cleansing energy through. I think the last tone for today, 500, 528, of course. And of course, this is offered as support. I certainly don't want to take away from what you experience and what downloads are coming through. I'm specifically, stuck to the lower frequencies just to help clear the way, to help clear your experience of any pain, discomfort, any weird feelings while you are in this high, intense energy season that is full of downloads and awakenings and energy shifts. So if you need more of that, feel free to talk to me about, a private session. And don't forget to join Magic Bringers Rising, the free Facebook community where me and my friend Andrea, we do a lot of fun stuff and we have a lot of awesome conversations. And I will leave you with that until next week, my loves. And also watch out for the next Living with Intuition episode, which should drop on Wednesday. So we will see you there. Blessed be.